Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. I hope you're having a fantastic day because here in the workshop we have the one, the only Mike Boyd who is joining us. He learns how to make things on YouTube. Definitely go check out his channel because we're actually going to start the day today. All right, so you want to know what we're making? What are we making?
We're making a SGIAN do, or as Alec calls it, a traditional Scottish knife.
Traditional Scottish knife, that's the one. We're making a traditional Scottish knife. We're going to be making a billet of Damascus today. The plan now, Mike, is we're going to stack up some steel for the Damascus. Now, we have two different kinds of steel. We have this steel here, which has 2% nickel, as well as being high carbon. That steel here is just high carbon. That means that we get the contrast that we need for the beautiful Damascus
SGIAN do.
SGIAN do. There we go. So, I'm going to do some TIG welding, and then we're going to run into the fire with it. You learn how to TIG weld. There you go, perfect. 4 hits. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the square, we're going to make it octagonal, and then we're going to make it round. That way, when we twist it, we're not getting all these corners from the square up here. Same thing applies, except you've got to remember that when you work in the diagonal, you're going to move a lot more material because you're on a smaller area of steel. So, hover it in, like this. Take a few more passes until it's an even octagon, even 8 sides. I'm just going to take the opportunity to say it right now. Mike is doing an amazing job on the power hammer. Great control, Mike. You did an awesome job. So, right now, we are going to make a twisted Damascus pattern. So we're going to heat it up, come into the vise, use this wrench or crescent wrench or adjustable spanner or thing for twisting with a handle welded on the end, and we're going to twist this to get the pattern that we want. So we've now got it twisted, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the power hammer, and Mike is going to rectangularize this steel, start making the flat bar, from which we're going to make the
SGIAN do.
SGIAN. Is it called a Dagger?
Yeah.
It's and we're going to make the flat bar from which we'll forge a Dagger. Much easier than SGIAN do. No, I love it. I love that power hammer. You got on great with it, though.
I think it's amazing. I think it's great fun. I can't believe how much work it can do. Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing piece of kit.
Certainly saves a lot of hand hammering. No, you got on great, awesome control. That's a big thing with the power hammer. It's really, really easy to lose control, and if you do it, not only does it get dangerous, which it's bad to get your hand under a power hammer. Not only is it dangerous, but it means that you end up messing up a workpiece. Yeah. But you kept that all under control. You didn't hammer too hard, didn't break anything, didn't damage the workpiece. We got what we want. Which for now, before we stop off to eat some of Chef Sam's great cooking, is a nice thick and chunky piece of flat bar. Now, of course, most of you guys that follow what I do will be very, very aware that most of the Damascus I make, I'm doing what is kind of termed mosaic Damascus. It's working from the end grain of the billet, then upsetting it, putting it in the other orientation, and taking, you know, what was, say, for example, the y-axis. Wait, I said it wrong. Taking, for example, this is a bad way of explaining it, what was the z-axis, and then making it into an x-axis, so you can then see it from the side of the workpiece. Well, here, we're actually working from the side. Because we did a twist, it means that we have an interesting pattern on the sides and not really an interesting pattern on the ends. Now, to further make the pattern that we have on the sides stand out and be beautiful and bold and awesome, what we're going to do is once that's cooled down, we're going to go back in the grinding room and we are going to grind a whole load of marks in there so that then when we flatten it down, there's going to be a discrepancy in the patterns on that top little bit of the steel, which means that our knife is going to look just fantastic. And it's not just going to be twisted lines going across it, but there'll be undulations and ripples across the whole thing.
We're just going to deliberately mess it up?
Oh yeah, we're deliberately messing it up. That's right.
To create a nice pattern?
To create a nice pattern.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I'll trust you.
Great. That's what I want to hear. Chef Sam, how is it looking? What you making?
Chicken pesto gnocchi.
Chicken pesto?
Yeah.
Don't you mean presto?
Hey. No, I don't.
Any good puns for today's episode?
No, none today. I haven't had time to prepare for these puns. You need to give me time. You can't just walk in.
I know. I mean, goodness, I'm really putting you under quite the...
Gnocchi.
I was going to say stress, thinking that would work with pesto, but I don't think it does work with pesto. We're going to come back to that. As you can see, we're now in the milling machine. Mike did a fantastic job grinding it and making all the faces here clean, down to true material, making sure that we didn't have any cracks in it. The plan now is we have a ball end mill in there, and this one is carbide. You guys will remember the mistakes that I made with some high-speed steel, blunting it. But this is carbide, so we're gonna have no issues with that, despite the fact that it's about 10 times more expensive. But anyway, for this dirk...
Still don't agree it's called a dirk.
You told me that it could be called a dirk. Is it not called a dirk?
Let's just go through this. The Scottish dirk, blah, 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 blah. The other typical Scottish knife is the SGIAN, also known as a black knife. This little knife is a potential side and self-defense part.
Oh, you can't say that.
And not used in any way that could be demonetized. So the dirk and SGIAN are different things, apparently.
Thank you for letting me know that earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting quite comfortable with saying dirk, and now it's back to ski-do, which is fine. Anyway, time to do some milling.
I know you guys watch Alec a lot, and his videos are extremely well polished, but what I didn't appreciate before I arrived here was just all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Let me show you just a little bit, this little extra piece of effort that Alec's going to just to get this next shot.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
There's a lot of effort behind this.
Oh, yeah.
Here is the piece out of the mill, and now, Mike, we're gonna go back into the forge. We're gonna forge it back down under the power hammer, and then soon, very close, you're gonna have to forge a knife from it.
Can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah! Looks like you made a SGIAN.
I think that looks brilliant. Look at it.
And the knife has been forged. Mike, you did a killer job.
Great one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely hope that you subscribe to make sure that you can catch up with the next video. I hope that you go check out Mike's channel. Mike, what do you do? Tell him where to find you.
So you can just type in Mike Boyd, that's Mike Boyd on YouTube. I make videos all about learning skills and in the shortest time frame as possible. It's a fun channel and it's pretty good to chill out and watch.
I can seriously recommend his channel. It is unbelievable. Make sure you go subscribe. Make sure you go check out Mike's videos and we'll see you tomorrow on the next episode. Bye-bye.